What's up, everybody? Yes, welcome to episode 1 of Planted Xbox. I said Planted, Planet Xbox. I am your host, the best spot, aka Kid Smooth, and I'll let everyone else, including my co-host, introduce themselves. Please shout yourself out.
Who's going first? You kind of have to take control.
You're the co-host. You're the co-host. No errors.
What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here. Thank you for watching.
And then Gaming Addict, he's also known as Lord Addict from the Iron Lords podcast.
Please don't get Anchorman in that comment section asking me who I am. Please don't do this.
Iron Lords podcast, you know what I mean? Just to give, Iron Laws coming up. Great podcast, great show. I'm subscribed and I'm notified on that channel, so you guys should, do that. And you guys also know me from Weapon Wheel. Shout out to Weapon Wheel. This is not a replacement of the Weapon Wheel podcast for me, so I'll still be there. And we got my man, iDizzy.
What up? It's your boy iDizzy81. I call myself aka the Hubba Bubba of Ark because that's all I am ever playing. Gaming Addict over here is always trying to get me to go play other things. And I'm just like,
Oh yeah, he's an Ark fiend.
I am into that.
And I also want to welcome the GamingEffect.
What's going on, good people? This is OG TK Cole from the GamingEffect. I'm a YouTuber, podcaster, writer, etc. I'm a fiend when it comes to video games. Hopefully we can do something good with this Planet Xbox podcast. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I told you, I tweeted out. I came up with the idea because I was like, there's a lot of boring Xbox podcasts, and I've never been a part of the primary Xbox podcast. And I figured, you know what, it's time to do it. It is time to really put something together for the true Xbox fans. And to give you guys something that we can all rock with. I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. If you missed it, rewind this video back and take a look at it. But man, I this is the introduction. This is the first episode. So there's some ground rules. Well, not rules. Some things I want to lay out. Let you guys know what this podcast is and what it's not. So first things first, Planet Xbox is not an I Hate PlayStation podcast. It's not a podcast for damage control. It's not a podcast just talking shit about PlayStation or Nintendo. It's a podcast full of Xbox gamers, Xbox fans, and we're talking about Xbox. We'll be talking about other things concerning gaming, but if it's centered around Xbox, that's what we're going to be doing. So this is not a I Hate PlayStation podcast, and and a lot of us in this podcast all have different opinions as Xbox fans. You guys know I don't give a shit about JRPGs, but the other 3 people in this podcast actually care about them. So just to even throw that out there, just to throw that out there. So also, this is not I'm quitting Weapon Wheel podcast. No, it's I wanted to start something that I can be committed to and dedicated to Xbox. All the podcasts I've done on my channel, none of them has been primarily dedicated to Xbox. They all have been multi-platform, which is fine. But I feel like I can do a great Xbox related podcast and still produce some great content with a great cast of people. So I picked the best of the best, and these people I chose from are the people I'm usually found in Xbox Live parties with, and we have these discussions, and I feel like some of these discussions are best said on like a podcast,
and most of them are us versus Kid.
Yeah, and it's usually 3v1, like some Evolve type shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's me. I have the unpopular opinion, just like in Weapon Wheel, just like everywhere. And these other Xbox fanboys I don't mean to call you guys fanboys, but I do mean to. Obviously, don't share the same opinion as me, which is great. So it always leads to discussion, some stuff that we just won't agree on. Some of the stuff we're going to be talking about today. I know Dizzy's pissed off today. I think I've put some information out there just too early. So we got this episode. We plan to do this maybe 90 to 105 minutes. I don't want to, keep you guys too long. But we do appreciate the feedback. We are open to having guests. We are open to having different things play on this podcast. As you see, there's no Google Hangout. Everything I want to show you guys what we're talking about for the most part. Show you guys the great content, and so you guys can get like a visualization of what we're talking about and whatnot. So let's keep it. And of course, the way I have it set up, it's a lot easier to pay attention to the chat. And I'm very thankful that a lot of you showed up. Hoping for more. I'm trying to we need hundreds of people watching, but I understand it's a weird time and it's during the week, and I know people are going to school, people are at work and whatnot. So I understand the low visibility count, but the one thing that this podcast will have, and I'm confident, is a higher retention rate and a higher view count after we stream. So, and hopefully we can produce the content to keep you guys to come back if you missed it live and whatnot. So let's get this thing started. Welcome to Planet Xbox, everyone. I want to start this off by asking each of the members. We're gonna start with you, AJ. What's your gamer tag, and what was the latest achievement you unlocked, and what's your total gamer score at the moment?
My gamer tag is Room to Kill. My gamer score is like 83,000, I believe. If you give me 2 seconds, I'll look the exact number. It is 82,380, and the last achievement I unlocked was something for Friday the 13th.
Okay, all right, and
that's more than Kid. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, a little bit.
A little bit. It's like 10,000. What do you mean a little bit?
A little bit. Dizzy. What? Tell everybody your gamer tag. What was the last achievement you've unlocked, and what's your total gamer score at the moment?
My gamer tag is very easy to remember. iDizzy 81. It doesn't change on any format that I'm at. The last achievement that I unlocked was going to the very bottom of the Arc Oceans, because apparently I've never done that. And the total score is sitting somewhere in the 40,000s, I believe now. Somewhere around there.
And the GamingEffect, what's your gamer tag? What's the last achievement you've unlocked?
My gamer tag is OGTK Cole. My old gamer tag used to be Track King Cole, but it got banned. And I'm not even my old game score was like 69,000, but this one I had to start over. It's 19,677, and the last achievement that I unlocked, let me look real quick, because this is very unusual, guys, that he's asking this question. So
yeah, I want to go ahead and put on record that he didn't tell us he was going to be asking for this info.
Yeah, he's sure enough.
He was like, "What's the info?" I had to pull up my app. I was like, "Oh, why did he tell me this before the podcast?"
I did that because you guys were running fucking late.
Running late.
My last achievement that I unlocked was score a goal with a downward header on FIFA 17. That was my last achievement I just unlocked. Yes.
All right. Well, my gamer tag is Kid Smooth. That should be a given. And my total gamer score is
less than mine.
7. It's shut up. It's It's 71,214. The last achievement I unlocked was this achievement called The Prison from Little Nightmares, worth 50 gamer points. And I just surpassed the Gaming Effect on the leaderboards this morning. So,
Oh my god!
I told you I would do it. So,
I'm gonna get you before the month out. Oh damn, we got one day
one
left.
more day, bro. And I'm gonna get at least 800 gamer score from Little Nightmares. So I'm passing a lot of people. I'm trying to get least like top 5 on my.
I'm gonna cheat and stay up. Oh damn, I only got a few hours left. You got me this month because I was gonna jump on the Telltale game real quick and just complete all 5 episodes.
You know, there's only so many Telltale games people can keep saying that about. Once you finish them all, you're kind of screwed on Telltale.
Yeah, right, man. Yeah. Somebody asked a great question.
Sure.
Fear God 6996 said, "How long have you guys been gaming?" That's a great question. I think we should answer that before we get started.
I was going to mention that.
All right. Well, since you asked the question, why don't you answer first?
Well, I'm 40. I'm the oldest out of the group. I've been gaming since ColecoVision and Atari, and my favorite game of all time probably is Pitfall Harry for the Atari 2600. Like that's how far I go back. And on ColecoVision, Congo Bongo, games like that. So I go back way back in the day, man. But Zelda is probably up there as well as the original Zelda for the NES. The gold cartridge, if you guys remember that, is probably one of my favorite games of all time too. So I want to say 1981, 82. I was about 5 or 6. So give or take. Next.
I'm gonna be keeping straight with you guys. I've been gaming for a little bit. I've been gaming for a while, but the thing is, I grew up in a house full of guys that were older than me, all my uncles and whatnot. So I didn't have really a console to call my own until like the Super Nintendo. And that I got a Super Nintendo when the Nintendo 64 came out. So my favorite game, even though I had a Super Nintendo, before I got my own Super Nintendo, I had a hand-me-down NES. And on the NES, my favorite game was Super Mario All-Stars. It had like 4 Marios in there, and I played that for 2 years straight. Just all I did was play that. It's the only game I had, and that was the game I played for a while on the NES itself. I think that, and I believe Punch-Out was I think the other game I played. Other than that, ever since then I've been gaming. So that was in the 90s. I was in the 80s gamer because I was born in 89. So I'm not going to tell you guys I was playing anything like that. So
people try to penalize you that you didn't game back in that day. I was like, how? When I wasn't even born? Like, I don't get how you can penalize someone and talk trash when you weren't even born in that era.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, the greatest memories come where I can actually start a consistent gaming wasn't really until the Nintendo 64 era, and that's where it kind of became a consistent thing for me. So, but you, Room?
I've been playing games since 95, 96. 1995, 1996, about 21 to 2 years.
What were you playing?
The biggest thing that got me into is probably Nintendo, playing a lot of the older games. I can't remember if that was like the end of the Super Nintendo era or if that was the beginning of the N64 era. When did the N64 come out?
96.
Yeah,
96, yeah.
It was around that era because I didn't have a console of my own until the N64.
Okay. All right. What about you, Dizzy man?
Shoot, I was gaming in diapers. It sounds really funny, but I literally was. I remember as a baby my dad would be playing the NES, and he would be playing. He played, I want to say, some kind of Arnold Palmer golf game. He would play that with his buddies, and then he had the original Metal Gear, and he would play that. I remember as a baby playing Metal Gear. Like I remember like the little dogs that would chase you and everything, and very arcade like. But the very first game that I ever beat, I beat at 4 years old. It was Guerrilla War on the NES. Probably one of my favorite games. But yeah, that was back back in the 80s. But yeah, I kind of showed my age with that too. With you, Gaming Effect. I guess we're the old ones here.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah.
Got my elders in here.
The
got,
old heads.
got the elders, you know what I mean, to keep the young kids in line. All right. Good question. Who was that to ask that? That was a good
Fear
question.
of God. Fear of God.
All right, thank you, Fear of God. You know, and of course, this podcast is always open to questions. Well, I usually take care of that towards the end. But that was a good question. So because it was a good introductory question. So that's what's up. All right. Shout out to Halo Star for saying this is the best name for a podcast ever. Well, thank you. All right, so let's get it on. Let's get it on and popping. So we're gonna talk about the first things first. I really want to talk about is let's talk about Xbox and the big thing this year is like Xbox been taking a beating as far as first party releases.
I think beating's an understatement.
It is second party support, and you know it's been really like blown up. If we take a summary of what happened 2016 with the Xbox brand, you had the Xbox One S release, you had games like Quantum Break new IP come out, you had the return of Gears of War with Gears of War 4, you had an amazing Forza Horizon that was highly rated, you had Dead Rising 4, which was a pretty fun game. You had some small titles in between here and there, but they closed out the year pretty good, you know. And then January came, and we all know what happened in January. The cancellation of Scalebound, which was a big blow. You know, that kind of like shook the industry. Oh my God, what the hell are they doing? And after that, a slew of PlayStation games came out. We had, Horizon Zero Dawn come out, Gravity Rush, Yakuza. You had Nier, Neo. There's a bunch of games that were coming out that was just great games that were not available on the Xbox platform. And the Xbox for the early half of the year, first half of the year, was just seemed like in a very anemic place to play. And between all that time of all these great games coming out for PlayStation, and of course the big release of the Nintendo Switch and Zelda like smacking the market and whatnot, and the Switch has been winning the NPD since its release. All the Xbox really had to show since that time frame, since from January all the way to May 30th today, was the release of Halo Wars 2, which is Gaming Addict's favorite game, by the way. They had Voodoo Vince, and they had a free-to-play Phantom Dust. Xbox, OG Xbox port, full of microtransactions, and nothing else as far as relevancy. Cool things they did here and there. They had, Xbox Game Pass, which we'll talk about much. But other than that, as far as big releases, exclusive releases, experimental stuff only available on Xbox, there was none for the first half of the year. And it's been put on notice. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody on YouTube, some of the PlayStation fans, and you got obviously Xbox fans talking about it, whether they're damage controlling it or whether they're just putting everything on hold for Project Scorpio. It's been a very anemic year so far for the Xbox brand, and I want to know what you guys think about that.
Here, when it comes to that, I understand that for the most part, Xbox has had a very bad year because, you know, I don't think it would have been so bad if, you know, Noah and, you know, their competition didn't start hitting like games out of the park for, you know, regardless if it's second party or third party or first party. You know, they had some second party games in there, and they had one first party, which was, you know, arguably a game of the year contender. I think what was the biggest issue is the games that Microsoft was supposed to drop this year got canceled last year. So it was a huge drop between Halo Wars 2 and all the way up to, we don't even know the next game that's coming out. And, you know, given they did have like Voodoo Vance and Phantom Dust, I like, you know, the hardcore isn't really going to count these titles, if you get what I'm saying. So, you know, and a lot of the time it's because, let's be real here, Microsoft really hasn't told us anything. They're holding it for E3. So it's kind of hard to, like, you know, let's wait for E3 when you went like 5-6 months without really any good exclusives.
Yeah, that's true. And one person I read, Dizzy, I know, and like I said, we're not gonna talk about Sea of Thieves for a moment, but I do want to get your thoughts on the first half of 2017 for the Xbox brand, and what you think about it.
As a Xbox gamer, like I mean, how is it not hard to be disappointed? Because I mean, let's be honest. Like, I mean, Voodoo Vince and Phantom Dust, you know, we look at those as their remasters. Really, those become their passion projects. You know, they're not something that was really made for the gamer, but something to show like, hey, I enjoyed this game. I want you to try it out now. You know, if you don't have an old Xbox, here, try it on the new Xbox kind of deal. And meanwhile, you know, we get Halo Wars 2 and we have to like cuddle that, you know, to sleep and kind of cry ourselves at night while it's still cold and blowing and, you know, wind's passing right by you and everything. It's just, it feels very disappointing right now, especially because we don't know anything. We know that they want to talk about things, you know, with Scorpio coming up with E3, and obviously they'll talk at E3 with stuff. But you know, with Scalebound being canceled, and I'll be honest, I didn't care for Scalebound. It just is not something that appeals to me. But I know that it's not a good look and it's not a good feel for the Xbox gamer, especially when something like that some people were excited for, you know, it gets canceled, and now we have a desolate time frame. Like I don't even know what the next project that they have that's going to be dropping. You know, the next one is what, Forza maybe?
Yeah, that's the only one we can really guarantee, right?
Right?
But yeah, that is the concerning part, and I feel like going into like, you know, E3 and whatnot and the stuff that they deliver us, yeah, I want to see more Scorpio. I want to see hear about games that's coming this year, but Xbox has to put themselves in a position where they're not going to go through this cycle again in 2018, because we need to know what games are dropping in the first half of 2018 at this year's E3. We actually need to know what games are going next fall at this year E3 as well. So we have to have at least at minimum a 16 to 18 month, a 16 to 24 month roadmap for the brand. You know what I mean? I feel like that needs to be shared with us, because the year to year thing is not too good, because it's not really much to look forward to. There's not much to anticipate. You know what I mean? And that's where it becomes a little problematic. I know it's a double-edged sword, because you're like, well, if we announce a game too early, but I feel like 2 years down the line isn't too early. I feel like that's actually perfect. But GamingEffect, man, what's your thoughts on this?
As you and Gaming Addict know, I've been really frustrated over the past week because of this. I don't know how I honestly, I really don't know how I feel. I want to lash out, but you just can't, because it looks stupid. And I want to know what the CEO of Microsoft, how that person really feels about the Xbox division. Because if you don't have no money, allotted to you for games, you're not going to have no first party games. And it seems to me that money is being spent elsewhere and not for first party games. I mean, this is the evil empire. Microsoft is the richest company in gaming, but they're not allowed to get that money to make the first party games that they need to succeed. I don't think they understand that first party games is what's going to make you sell an Xbox. I don't think they have that down pat. And I understand they're coming to the table with the Scorpio. I'm gonna pick one up, but what games am I going to play on it? 2K, Madden. So that was when I seen how Microsoft came to the table this generation with the Xbox. I knew I had to get a PlayStation 4. I knew I had to get one because I seen the writing on the wall. And this month by month, man, I'm just disappointed. No games, nothing. Okay, we got the culling coming in a couple of days, and I'm proud of that. Basically living off of DLCs. I'm living off of Fallen Ghosts from Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon. I'm living off the new DLC for Mafia 3. Like, I'm actually living off of season passes, and that's not how I want to do this.
That's definitely, another thing. It wouldn't be so bad if actually third party were actually delivering good games at this time, but they're not doing shit either.
Exactly, man, and it's disheartening. It's really disheartening. I brought the PS4 just for the show, MLB the show, and now I had to buy Horizon Zero Dawn and a host of other games.
All right, I mean, understandable. Like I said, I think most of us have like multiple consoles other than Xbox. I know Room with like the Switch and PC. Me with all four. I think you have all of them. And Dizzy, you got a PC and Xbox and PlayStation, right?
Right.
Lost you there. Say that again. Dizzy?
Oh man, my mic keeps cutting it off. Unless you're counting the old PlayStation, I don't have a PlayStation 4, but I do still boot up my old PlayStation. But yeah, I do have a PC as well.
Okay. And but another thing I want to talk about in regards to Microsoft, other than their first party issues, they've been able to try to put out other things to try to ease that, whether it be features based, service based, allowing refunds, and they just launched Xbox Game Pass for Xbox Live users the other day, which has been, it's okay, it's not bad. It's, if you're to people like us, and when I say people like us, this is like avid gamers where we're always buying games. We got a library of like 200 plus games. Game Pass right now isn't really worth it to us, even though it's only $10 a month. However, it's not a bad service. This would be perfect for my kids, perfect for my cousin, perfect for a friend of mine, perfect for people who don't have the luxury to keep spending on games, or they just want to have a library to themselves for a cheap price and whatnot. Xbox Game Pass is pretty good. You know what I mean? Xbox Game Pass is targeted to those who are the type of person that would go into GameStop right now and pick up like 3 used games because they were cheap and play those to kill time. That's pretty much how I look at the Game Pass. Something like I would use before, this generation came into play. It would have been perfect for me some years back, and I feel like it has heavy potential. Right now they're a little light. Majority of the games available on it is Xbox 360 games, and the Xbox One games are meh, even though they're providing you with hits like Sunset Overdrive, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and Halo 5, and some third-party support with Mad Max and NBA 2K16. So I mean, and I believe one of the Resident Evils and Devil May Cry is also in the Game Pass and whatnot. So have you guys used your 14-day free trial yet and experienced Game Pass? Anything that you downloaded that you haven't experienced before?
No.
I got the 14-day trial, looked at the library, never booted anything up.
Well, damn.
Well,
Right.
Man, you got the disrespect to not even look at the library.
well, of course, I got the 14-day trial, but it was only for the arcade games because I kind of played everything else in there. But playing Strider, playing Double Dragon, Streets of Rage again it kind of brought back, it kind of bring back that good old feeling that we used to have playing, going to the arcades and dropping a quarter. And so, I might bring a little bit of that to my channel too. But let me tell you something about this Game Pass. And me and Gaming Addict, we spoke on this. This Game Pass can be a genius idea, and it can make Microsoft and the Xbox, or it can break Microsoft and continue to have them looking like clowns. If they're going in the direction I think they're going in with this Game Pass, it's a genius move. But if they're doing it just to have substandard classic games, then they're going to lose big time. But if they utilize it and utilize their money and fund creativity from independent developers and publishers and developers who've been around a long time, they're going to wreak havoc, and they will be the Netflix of the gaming industry.
The thing that they need to do is, if you look at Netflix, before Netflix got as big as it is, people thought the same thing about Netflix. They got no shit on here I want to watch. Like, why would I subscribe to this service when they literally have like one or two things I'd want to watch? Like, when it comes, but the gaming thing's a little bit different because it's it's an interactive thing. It's not exactly watching something, and it is downloading, and downloading digitally is still an issue for people, especially around the world. But when it comes to a peer perspective, they can talk to indie devs, the up and coming games. Like, let's talk about The Calling, or the Battlegrounds game. Like, if you dish a little bit of money at it, like, in order for this to really take off, they got to put money behind it. Like, make this exclusive to Game Pass. And I know a lot of people don't like exclusivity to the Game Pass subscription service, because then it's like it gets into that gray area. Is it going to be exclusive to Xbox, or is it going to be exclusive to the service that you have to subscribe to on top of Gold? And that's completely fair. But the thing is where's the revenue for the Game Pass going to go? Is it going to go back to Microsoft, or are they going to reinvest it into the gaming and into their gaming portion of their company and put it back into the Xbox brand?
I agree with that. I agree. They have to utilize the Xbox Game Pass to create games. Like, they can. I don't want to step on Gaming Addict's idea, because he was the first person to bring this up. But why not reach out to Telltale and have them make some games for you guys strictly for the Xbox One Game Pass or the Xbox Game Pass?
Regardless what people feel about episodic games, it's the perfect thing to do on a service. Imagine if they grab someone like Telltale before, I don't think they're even buyable. It's not even that Microsoft will have the money to purchase them. It's if Microsoft would give them the money to purchase them. One, it's if Telltale even wants to be purchased. But, imagine all their games. They're starting to pop out episodes pretty frequently now. And it's like, imagine you could only play The Walking Dead when it first came out on that pass. It's gonna,
that'd be amazing.
It's just going to be like Netflix. Like, their subscription service shows that you can only get on Netflix. It's like, if you want to watch Daredevil, if you want to watch Luke Cage, if you want to watch what else? The Jessica Jones, House of Cards, you have to be part of that service. And that's where Game Pass could be in 5 years.
Agreed.
That's not a bad idea. I was actually wondering, it was like, what route could they possibly be thinking of? But like, I mean, you're right about that, especially with us episodic getting bigger. What Hitman was episodic. They're talking about the next Final Fantasy VII is going to be an episodic deal. If that continues to go the route, especially with gaming, something like this is very viable for it, especially for indie devs. Could be a perfect place to put a lot of those single player games too.
I agree.
Yeah, that'd be nice to get like an exclusive Life is Strange Game Pass.
Ooh.
Or freaking or if a Crowd of Monsters could ever finish that damn game, Blues and Bullets. Like, damn, that thing's
like
been in.
People are going to dog on Game Pass, but if they put something like Overwatch in that for a couple months, like it's over. Like people will subscribe to that service just to play Overwatch. I would not be surprised if people subscribe to this service just to play Halo 5. You know, regardless how you feel about the Halo brand, it takes 3 months before you legitimately go out and buy Halo. You can get Halo out of your system with $10 a month for 3 months. Easy.
Yeah, and I feel like at the moment, of course not. It's not the best thing to have. But like I said, at its moment, depending on who you are, a kid or somebody that isn't like a heavy gamer or a casual gamer, this is a perfect service for them. Even as is with its library, as is right now, it's a great service. But there was I let it slip my mind. Since we were talking about episodic. What do you guys think about Square Enix, who did confirm that they're open to selling the Hitman franchise? You know, so what do you guys think about that? Like, who should
On a personal thing, like not to cut you off, I think that that's a great idea. It does need to go to somebody else. I'll explain in a moment. I'll let you finish what you were just saying.
No, all right, but it definitely does belong to somebody else. I think a lot of stuff that Square Enix should go to somebody else, because I feel like they don't really treat their developers pretty good, and I think their expectations are extremely high, because some of the things that they write off as failures are successful to a lot of other publishers. So, Hitman. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of the Hitman series. I know this one was very popular, even as a episodic. A lot of people are already calling for Xbox and Microsoft to grab IO. I know I told them to grab IO because I want them to do a Perfect Dark, even though I stole that idea from Gaming Addict.
Man, let me just go on record and say 2 people in the past 20 minutes said they stole an idea from Gaming Addict.
So. I think IO Interactive. I think Microsoft should, if they're not going to buy them and bring them to add them to Microsoft first party studios, I think they should do some heavy second party partnerships with them, fund a lot of their games, get a lot of time exclusives, launch Hitman 2 Season 2 exclusively through Game Pass. That would be freaking amazing. But it is up for sale. I think Xbox. Phil and the Xbox team should make a move on them. I just don't think they will. So I want to ask you guys, who you think should, and who do you think likely will do it?
I think that the reason they should is not necessarily Hitman's good. You know, I think this is one of those things where it's a plus for Microsoft if they did, because first off, it's a good development team. I mean, regardless how you feel about Hitman, the only thing that made that game sell poorly, and if they wouldn't have made that game episodic, we would not be having this conversation right now, because Hitman sales would have been way better than they are. And I was even one of those people. I'm not going to lie. I did not pick up Hitman. It took me game sharing with someone to play Hitman. And it's because I felt so uneasy about an episodic Hitman. It's like, why, if they're doing that, I feel like they're hiding something and they want to sell it to you piece by piece because they're not confident in their brand. But when I played it, I was like, it's sad. It's sad that this phenomenal Hitman, probably one of the best Hitmans they've ever made, is getting shit on because of episodic, and I was one of them. So I can't really talk shit about the people that were talking shit about the episodic direction, because I was one of them. And to be honest, they deserved it. Why would you make a game that's iconic as Hitman episodic? You know, there's a lot of speculation saying that when they were first developing it, they weren't really thinking consoles were going to be around for this gen. But you know, when it comes down to it, the reason Microsoft should pick this up is because they can continue the episodic thing if they wanted to, put that on Game Pass, exclusive Hitman episodic on Game Pass, and then they'd have a studio in their pocket that's really talented in stealth-like games. How many games does Microsoft have in the backburn that they haven't really done within years that could be a stealth game and be a hit? It's like, you know, me and kid were talking, it would be cool to see a Perfect Dart that's a third-person shoot stealth game, because obviously you don't want to bring exactly what Perfect Dart was back then. You know, the industry's not the same it was back then. Who knows if it would sell? So if you reimagine it, bring it out, it might do better.
I would only disagree in the aspect that, like, where you're saying that it would have sold a ton. The problem is for Square Enix, it's not enough.
Yeah,
And
I completely agree.
We see that with Tomb Raider. You know, that they buy a couple of these Western IPs. I mean, these are traditionally Western IPs, and they sell very well. But it for them, it's just not good enough, because they're thinking if they buy these Western IPs, they're going to be able to compete with a lot of these shooters that are on the market. And unfortunately, that's just not how the market is. Shooters right now are in control. So personally, I'm going to go a little bit different. I don't think that it would be best for Microsoft per se to pick this up. I could see this going to somebody like Ubisoft, because this is just like another one of these games that Ubisoft does, and they do them pretty well, and people seem to buy them even if they do it on an annualized basis. I could see them taking the Hitman series and just adding that to the pot. Like, I mean, they could do something like EA does, is if you're going to do this on a continuous basis, maybe you alternate every couple of years.
I don't think Ubisoft.
So you don't have.
I don't. You go, gaming.
Dizzy took what I was going to say. I think Microsoft should buy it, but knowing them, when you tell them to go left, they go right. But I think Ubisoft is going to pick this game up. I think either Ubisoft or EA is going to pick this game up. Mark my words, Ubisoft. And if I'm wrong, everybody in the comment section, I want you to flood my Twitter and tell me that I was wrong and call me an asshole. But I really believe that Ubisoft is going to pick up Hitman.
I challenge all of you, if he's wrong, to tweet him and say you're wrong, #asshole.
Yep.
Yeah, my guess would be Ubisoft as well, and they apply the R trigger to run. That's what they do with all their games. But I wouldn't be surprised if Activision tried to diversify and add this thing to their catalog. So
I don't know if Activision. I think Activision will mess it up. I don't think Microsoft will mess it up if they buy it, because it's an iconic game. But I think Ubisoft will be the ones who buy it, and I think the first game will be good if Ubisoft buy it. Because,
imagine.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Imagine how they would try to make that, like, the Eagle Points and the Watchtowers and the like. Imagine like their version of that, because they're going to try to put that formula in Hitman. Let's be real here.
We see, like, and I'm going to kind of like point at the chat and everything, and it's almost like an unanimous thing that a lot of people are saying, Ubisoft would ruin this game, but we're also not looking at the perspective of, what if somebody like Activision got this? What if somebody like EA got this? Would they do any better?
Like
and I can't.
To be completely
I can't say that they would. I'd have to disagree. I don't think they would. I think that the best chance for a franchise like this to do the best would be an independent developer or an independent publisher to purchase it. I don't think that will happen, because I don't think they will have the money
to get published by 505 Games.
I think would be
Activision would ruin it. I'm telling you.
Let's be real here. A lot of these third parties, they have their own way that they think games should work. They have their own way. I mean, Ubisoft likes to put the same formula in every game they make. Activision only really funds Destiny and Call of Duty. Every other game gets, like, the generic funding. They're like, you ain't proved yourself, so here's a couple pennies. And EA, I feel like EA would be the only company out of those three that would, try to justify it, because
they're Hollywood.
Like, Visual Studios, the people who make Dead Space, I think they could make a decent Hitman, but
I think so too.
But that's here. There, they might not even buy it. No one might buy it. They might try to stay independent and just get investors.
Yeah, but the reason I say Ubisoft, and you guys know, those in here right now in the podcast know, I'm really like want to grab the Ubisoft CEO and like Suge Knight him, hang him off a building by his ankles right now. I'm so upset with them. But I think Ubisoft, as far as game development, they have the best ideas of in gaming right now. But the thing is, their execution is poor. What good is a crossover if you can't hit the jump shot? And that's how I look. That's my analogy about Ubisoft. They can cross over and make it look good, but they can't score a basket. The Division left a bad taste in my mouth. I was a flag waver for the Division. I bought every season pass from two.
You know,
They just left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm sorry, guys. I got off on a tangent.
on a sidetrack, like where I'm saying Ubisoft because I think, you know, again, their forte, it's a game that's right up their alley. It's the same fucking formula that they use in all their other games. If I personally was going to have anybody pick this up, it would be Take-Two Interactive and give it to somebody like 2K or Rockstar.
Yeah, I mean, that would be smart. That would be smart. Just not likely. And I know that, I mean, that would be smart. Even though, like I said, I would love for Microsoft to, you know, to chip in, to step in. It's a genre that's missing on the platform. So I figured, why not? You know, they don't to reassure your consumers that, hey, we're not giving up on the single player campaigns, and they can keep it as this episodic model. But just to remind you guys, remember what they were going to do with Tomb Raider? That was going to be episodic too, had Microsoft not stepped in. Yep. So, and you know, that would have sucked. Big time. Even though I would have been on in every episode. I wouldn't care. I would have done every episode. So, but that's what Tomb Raider was going to be headed in that same path, and I just don't think they found like a backer for Hitman. So, it's up for sale. Somebody's going to grab it, and somebody's going to take care of IO Interactive too, because that is a talented team over there. And hopefully they find themselves in a nice spot and still be able to produce some great games. So, and hopefully those games are Xbox bound. So, another thing that I really want to talk about, other than, you know, we talked about Hitman, we talked about Game Pass. Xbox had purchased Beam, right? And earlier this week, they decided to rebrand it as Mixer. And
horrible.
I don't, dude. Here's the thing. I don't give a damn about the name. The name will catch on eventually. The logo is cool. The logo is pretty dope.
I don't think the name's ever going to catch on, kid.
The name will catch on, dude. Connect caught on.
Connect never caught on. What are you talking about?
It caught on 10 million. So why do you think there was a Connect 2.0? Like, they sold 10 million
like
out the gate.
Phrase that you could say that, like, you know,
Mixer.
Like, come
I'm about
watch,
to Mixer this.
You know, like,
hop on Mixer.
Streamers. Hop on, dude. No one wants to say that.
They can just say stream whatever. I'm streaming the Mixer, but I'm gonna tell you this. I streamed when it was Beam on Xbox, and I streamed earlier today, episode 5, Walking Dead on Mixer. I'm going to tell you guys this before I get into my impressions on Mixer. Please subscribe to my Mixer channel. The link is in the description below. Help me get partnered on Mixer. I can do that by having at least 750, I think, subscribers or something like that, or viewers. So please do that. If you have an Xbox, you can by default, you can get a Mixer account. Just sign up with your Xbox account. But please do that. Do that for me. Mixer will be my primary service to stream Xbox games. I'll still stream to YouTube with like maybe Switch games or Switch third-party games and PlayStation, obviously. But when it comes to Xbox, and especially when Scorpio comes out, Mixer is going to be the exclusive place I stream games when I'm playing the Xbox version. So please check out Mixer. Mixer is the best streaming service available. When it comes low latency, no delay, the quality is able to stream in 4K, is able to stream we all could play, because I was talking to the Gaming Effect about this 2 days ago. We all can stream, let's say Shadow Warrior 2, 4-player co-op, all our streams being watched through one feed. Like without having people open multiple browsers, they go through that stream and it'll be a 4-player split screen as you guys see on the screen right now. It would be that. It's like that experience. Mixer, if Mixer gets anywhere near as far as popularity as a Twitch or even YouTube or something like that, it's game over. It's the best as far as quality, best place to stream. It is the best place to stream, and it's so convenient being on, like, if you're on an Xbox console, you get everything right there. You're gonna have your little chat overlay. It doesn't cut the screen in half like it does on, like, when you're streaming games to YouTube from PlayStation. You can, if you want to see the chat, you know, the chat's gonna like take away a portion of the screen, so your screen's gonna get smaller.
And it's just
so you can read the chat and whatnot.
And it's just a simple click to make it disappear or reappear.
Yeah, and with the chat on Mixer, it's a overlay, a transparent overlay, so it doesn't. Even though that chat is there, it's not blocking anything on your screen. And I have button prompts, obviously, for the episode 5 of The Walking Dead and whatnot. There's button prompts, so it wasn't an interference. It was there. It was convenient. It was just so easy, so streamlined, and it was like, yo, this is very comfortable. It was so comfortable that I wouldn't mind streaming every time I pick up the controller for Mixer. I mean, I don't have a camera on my Xbox. I got rid of my Kinect, but let Scorpio allow you to have like a webcam attached to it. That's not a Kinect. That'd be dope. But Mixer, I loved what I've experienced on it, how I experienced, and I plan on streaming when it comes to Xbox games on Mixer a whole lot more, and hopefully I can gain a following and some growth there. Anybody else?
I think the Mixer is a good brand. It's a good ideal. I think that, you know, a lot of people, it won't hurt them for the name change a whole lot, because let's be real here, Beam wasn't really that famous anyway. But it is going to hurt their marketing as a point, because people are going to be like, the Mixer, they're not going to know if it's, you know, a new service at all. Most people think that Beam and Mixer are two entirely different services. So, you know, it does hurt them in that aspect. I think that the way Microsoft is, you know, really pushing with this Mixer, they're clearly dishing more money out for Mixer than they are games. So, you know, I could see it doing good. It's just how they market it. I hope they don't change the name again. I know that they changed to the Mixer because it's more of a world name. I believe that's what they said. Like they have the right to use that name worldwide. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Like
they couldn't get the copyright for Beam in certain territories, so they had to change the name.
Which, you know, that's cool and all. Like, I wonder what territories they wouldn't, unless
Tokyo.
It's significant territories. Well, if it's in Tokyo, I guess, you know, for a streaming service, it would be okay to use Beam regardless where you are. It's not like, you know, the Xbox brand where it's only in certain territories it does good. In high populated areas, it's definitely good to have that service everywhere. But, you know, they do have a lot of features, you know, and it is you know, Microsoft is backing it, like one of the biggest software companies in the world. So obviously you will see them innovate that entire streaming service. But it's like someone in the chat said, you know, the features they have at right now are cool, but how long is it before Twitch jacks it? Let's be real here. How long is it before the new features they show, Twitch just comes in there and they're like, let's cut the bottom of it off and take this?
Yeah, I mean, of course, but they got some. If they're gonna jack it, they better like hurry. And it looks like to get a partnership on Mixer, it's not too hard. The application process is right there, right next to you, next to your tab. They lay down the rules right there of what's needed. It seems very content creator friendly to do it, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. I mean,
what they need to do is start poaching like the top 10 biggest streamers on Twitch and see if
Can't do that.
Why can't they?
Because a lot of those are under contract.
Yeah.
A lot of them guys are really under contract Like,
That's why a lot of them aren't on YouTube.
yeah,
Streaming.
exactly.
Well, wait. If you get a partnership on Twitch, you can't go on any other server.
No, it goes beyond a partnership. They actually have written contracts. They pay these guys. The big Twitch streamers, the reason they don't go nowhere else is because they are under written contract.
Well,
Amazon pays these people.
That changes shit. That changes shit because sooner or later these contracts going to run up, and if people feel like they better treat them people like kings, because I would not be surprised if the people who run Mixer and Microsoft are keeping an eye on these people's contracts, because these details are easy to come by. It's like the moment they know that's about to go up. I mean, what would you guys think a contract for Twitch would be? How long?
I don't know how long, but at the end of the day, Yahoo was trying to make a comeback, and they was going to tap into the streaming market, and they reached out to some of the big name streamers on YouTube and Twitch, and they couldn't move from their Twitch. They couldn't move because they had contracts to only stream on Twitch. And Gassy Mexican who's one of those guys. He kind of broke it down to me a little bit one time when he was telling me about, he didn't go into how much he makes or how many years, but he just told me, yeah, they definitely have a few of us under contract.
All it takes is to get a couple of those when their contracts run up, and it can really shift momentum. It's like, I don't really keep up with it, but my friend's obsessed with the wrestling, the entertainment wrestling genre, and, all it takes is snatching people. It's like UFC. All it takes is snatching people, and you get that entire fan base to follow you where you went. And it's not the whole fan base. Obviously, people that follow people on Twitch. I feel like on Twitch and YouTube it's different. YouTube people generally won't follow you to another website, but I feel like Twitch is more personal, because you watch these people play games all the time. They interact with you all the time. So getting a big person from Twitch, when obviously when their contracts or anything, it could really boast their traffic on not being Mixer. Damn it.
Let me give you a perfect example. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dizzy. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You're fine.
I just wanted to say what bothers me about gaming, right? In this era of gaming, just everybody tries to follow the big guy. I'm going here because he's making money here, or he's doing this. You ain't guaranteed to be Gassy Mexican or Chappie or any of these other big name streamers on Twitch. And even guys that say, well, I'm gonna stay here on YouTube. YouTube streaming apparatus is crap. It's garbage. So I want to go to where I can get clarity. I can get the views later. I can get the people to come watch my stream later, but I want to be somewhere where my presentation is good. And to me, Mixer has the best presentation. And I'm not saying this because you guys in the comments perceive that I'm an Xbox guy. At the end of the day, I'm a gamer first. So whoever got the best equipment, the best apparatus, that's where I'm going. And Mixer, formerly known as Beam, has the best. It gives me the best clarity, the best experience. So I'm gonna be there streaming.
All it takes is Mixer, offering way better benefits than all the competition. And it's just like the Gaming Effect said. If they have better quality videos, better quality streams, that's going to go a long way too. That's going to be another hitch that people look at when they decide where they're going to go start streaming. Yeah, it takes. People blow up over day, and especially where the Mixer is relatively new, you can grow with it.
Hey, Megan the Cat, there's no audience because Mixer is new. At one time, Twitch was new too, and they have no audience. You guys kill me with this. You guys, I'm not going near. I'm not going near because there's nobody there. Why don't you be the one to roll out the red carpet and start it?
All right, let's no, it's all right. It's all right, because we're gonna have plenty of time in the future to talk about Mixer as it grows. Because like I said, I'm hoping it grows. I'm gonna be trying to push my Xbox streams on there as much as I can.
Kid, are you doing those on a set schedule?
The Mixer
your streams? Yeah, your Mixer streams.
Not quite. Not yet. I plan to every time I pick up the Xbox controller, every time I pick up a game where I feel like, all right, I'm going to play, I'm playing this. I'm not just trying it out. I'm streaming. So I'll probably go on a set schedule. Probably 2 to 3 days out the week and whatnot to stream on Mixer if I could. But I think that would probably be the way. But I have to do it. Hopefully, you guys got to follow me because the more followers I get, the higher the level I become. And it increases my chances of getting some sort of partnership.
And for the moment, I will say this real quick. Their features aren't anywhere else. So, Friday the 13th is a great game, to use an example, regardless the condition the game is, because it's shit condition. There's not anywhere else you can go that 4 people could be on the screen at once. You could see Jason, you can see all the bitches he's killing on the same screen.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. All right, one thing I do want to talk about, because there is a screenshot of Sea of Thieves on this Mixer thing too, but let's talk about Sea of Thieves, man. Let's talk about Sea of Thieves.
I'm going last because I feel like I'm going to have a completely different opinion than all of you.
Can I go first?
Well, here's the thing. Sea of Thieves, there was a tweet that was sent out in relation to Sea of Thieves, right? And the tweet... if any of us was looking for a job, we can apply to do some work with Rare and Sea of Thieves, which just seems a little concerning. I'm trying to look for the tweet here on Twitter. There's been these people arguing on my Twitter feed for about 14 hours, and it's, all right, there we go. I think here it is. Oh, never mind. That's a new. Dang, there's so much stuff.
Is there any way you can show the tweet on the screen?
I can, but I won't. Only because that would be a headache. I should have screenshotted it. Geez, these people suck. All these fanboys are freaking arguing on my Twitter feed. It's like I should have had them disconnect me. But anyway, it's the Twitter post was from Rare. Regarding Sea of Thieves, asking pretty much a job wanted post, looking for someone who's interested, and man, I'm so my Twitter feed I'm
not
about
paying
to really
attention to the Twitter feed and just focus on
because I want to get the actual tweet, the tweet. I want the exact words of the tweet, so that's what I'm trying to do. That's the only reason why I'm looking for the tweet, the Twitter feed. Yeah, these people really suck for tweeting all this crap. Anyway, they're hiring for Sea of Thieves, and for a game that was supposed to launch originally spring 2017, and they're still looking for people to work on a game. That's not a good sign. It's not a telling sign. It looks like if you're just gonna hire somebody for the game, that it probably is not likely to come out.
Check your messages in a twit or
oh yeah, you're right. I shared it with you in a message. You're right. I did send it to you. All right. So yeah, it says, "Are you a programmer looking for more challenges and adventures? We'd love to hear from you. Apply now." And the link, it says, "We're hiring," and it's a picture of Sea of Thieves characters. It says software opportunities. It says senior gameplay programmer, senior AI programmer, front-end web developer, release engineer, software test engineer, senior software programmer, deployment pipeline. That's a lot of positions. That's a whole lot of positions to be looking for to hand out jobs on a game that's supposed to come out this year. So... is Sea of Thieves coming out this year?
No.
You said no?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. Let me hear your thoughts on this, please.
I wouldn't care if it came out or not. That game is crap to me. It can go in the garbage. Garbage. It shouldn't have never. They should have used those funds to create another game. And I'm probably the only negative one up here that don't like the game. So I'm just going to give my opinion. The game's not coming out probably till late 2018. I think the game is garbage, and I'm gonna let you guys take it from there.
Au contraire, Gaming Effect. When Sea of Thieves was first announced, it looked amazing. It looked a lot of fun. It kind of reminded me. I remember as a kid going to Disneyland and Disney World and going on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It had that fun kind of vibe, and that's exactly what I was like. This is something that we're missing. We don't have pirate games. We don't have anything where you could get with buddies and you could go do pirate things. Save for Black Flag on Assassin's Creed, but that's another story. So I actually was anticipating it, but I have to agree with you. It's not that fun. It isn't. I hear what was played at last year's E3 was fun, but what I've seen of it, if I've played or if I've not played, has not been fun. The thing that is very disappointing is this along with other games such as Cuphead, and we can name others, has been shown off for continuous E3s in a row. And here we are about to go into another E3 and probably go through another year where we're fucking going to see Sea of Thieves again. And we're going to be saying to ourselves, I wonder when it's releasing. Especially whenever you see a post like this that we're hiring for all of these positions. That's a bad sign. That's a very bad sign. You could probably take a look at Bungie when they released Destiny. Not to hate on anything, but I digress. You're hiring new people into these positions in a game that is in mid-development. That's a very bad sign, especially when right now it is not a lot of fun to play. Not a lot. And it doesn't take very long before you're looking at somewhere like, let's say, Steam. And, a lot of these Steam games, they're starting to make their way over to the consoles. Daisy's been trying to. Ark is finally there. They got Subnautica. Conan's coming out here soon. Pub wants to come to console, and they apparently already have a working Xbox version. There's a little game called Black Wake that looks amazing. A buddy in my Ark tribe has played Black Wake. He says it is amazing. If something like Black Wake came to console because the developer wanted to get it over here, and Sea of Thieves is in the state that it is now, or it is not released, that game is dead on arrival. It is dead on arrival. And I think that one of my biggest issues with Microsoft, and I have to really point a big ass finger at them with this, is I kind of vented this earlier in Twitter, where I really feel that they fucked up on something. And I really feel that they messed up with putting a game like We Happy Few, which is a single player based game, into game preview, rather than something like Sea of Thieves, where you're going to continuously have to work on these servers.
Agree.
In order for you to make sure that it is functioning when you release it. That is their biggest mess up that they have done so far to both of those games. So not only did they ruin what you have with We Happy Few, they are ruining everything that they had with Sea of Thieves. And I'm going to have to step away for that.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I played it a couple times, and what you're able to do, it's cool. What they're, at least the play test it's okay, but I haven't gotten past what the play test offers, and I feel like, okay, what am I doing? What are we doing? When does it really get into like, all right, we're playing this game, and it hasn't gotten past that point, so the hype for me died down. I want to see more of the game, the real game, and however, the game itself, I think it's ran its course as far as, all right, let's show you Sea of Thieves, and there's no other new trailer they can do. There's no other playtest they can do unless they start showing us something or bring us something that's deep into the game. I do agree with Dizzy where this game probably should have been a game preview. It probably should have, but Microsoft took their hands off Rare and let them say, hey, make the game you want to play, and they made Pirates of the Caribbean on drugs. But that's what we got. Hopefully we're all wrong about this, but this was one of those games they showed a few years back, and it's been showed ever since. And for those who've been in the playtest, I don't know if it improved. Like I said, I played the playtest maybe 2 to 3 times. I haven't really picked it up because I haven't really been into it, only because I'm not sure if they changed anything or if they added things, any mission space. I'll tell you guys this: I haven't played a mission in this game. All I've done was go on a boat with a few friends and ride around the ocean, shoot some ships down, go on their ship, drink beer, dance, play some music, and drown. That's about it. So,
well, they better. Only way this game can survive, you have to market it the way you market Minecraft. You got to market it to the lowest common denominator. And that's to the kids. And I'm not saying kids are dumb and stuff like that. I'm just saying this is more up their alley. Market it towards kids. Take the beer out and then market it towards the kids. And I guarantee you, kids will buy it. And that's
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if it was made for kids. This game has to serve a purpose. That's the thing. There's no purpose of the game. Like Minecraft, the purpose of Minecraft was build. Build whatever. You can build your own damn city in Minecraft. You know what I mean? If this game's purpose of like, all right, get all the gold you can and like build a gang of army of pirates to beat out everybody else. Cool. Show me that. Show me the biggest ship I can get. Show me how to make the biggest ship. All the stuff that I need to build that boat and where I can find the gold first. How I get there first. The weapons I need to help defend myself off of it. I don't want to laugh with a bunch of people on a boat. Like this game hasn't shown its purpose. It's just like when its reveal trailer looked cool, but we never knew what we were doing. And then the gameplay, when they first did the gameplay. With the dudes doing commentary, laughing and giggling and tickling each other, we didn't really get an idea of what was going on. It sounded fun, it looked enjoyable, but we never knew what they were actually doing. And maybe it's my fault. Maybe I need to look more into the game. Like I said, it's rare. I like some rare games. I felt their best work was on the Xbox 360's early days, but. Who knows? They need to. I know it's going to show up at E3, and hopefully they can, shut us up and present us with something that's damn good.
I want to hear what Gaming Addict has to say. That's what I'm waiting on.
All right, you guys.
Spin it, brother. Spin it.
Look, I enjoy it. I did. When I played it at E3, it was fun. When I played it in the closed beta, it's fun. But these are the issues. Number one, no one knows what the hell the objective of this game is. All they show is you fighting on a ship, and that's all. That's all fun and dandy. But, there's certain games like, Just Cause. A lot of people got turned off because there's a lot of gamers out there that still like to be told what to do. They want an objective. They want to do this to win the game. And what I played of it, it doesn't feel like that. I feel like the way they're doing the I don't know if I could say that about the closed beta, so I'm not going to even go with that. So, they need to be better marketing with this game, better messaging. I understand that they do give you updates, so it's all fun and dandy, but there is a thing where after a certain amount of time, the game loses hype. This game is way past that. So what I think they should do is it should be in game preview. It should way be in an open beta by now. It should even be a discussion how quick this game should have went to open beta. That's one of the reasons, I saw this game at E3 last year, and it was the longest line. It was the game that everyone looked like they were enjoying the most. But then once again, it wasn't. It was just the ship combat part. There's no objective that they've really shown. And that's the biggest issue with this game. No one knows what this game's supposed to be besides ships. Like, no one does. And when I play it, I enjoy it. But at the end of the day, it's like you guys got to be better with messaging. And the artwork is a turnoff to a lot of people, but I don't mind the artwork. You know, I'm one of those people that I value gameplay over the aesthetics of the game. The game has to look really bad. It's like I saw someone complaining about how Friday the 13th was, and I was like, I don't even look how the game looks. I'm enjoying it so much that shit don't matter to me. But they need to do a better job with the messaging. They have to. This game, especially, where Dizzy said, where there are competition in this game. They're not on consoles yet. And if they don't drop these on consoles before this competition comes in there, it's even going to be harder for them to establish a brand called Sea of Thieves on the Xbox.
Understandable. But we got another elephant in the room. All right. Let's talk about Project Scorpio. And this is the big thing going into E3. It's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty much is the main attractions, the main show. We've been hearing a lot about Project Scorpio, whether it be its free sync, whether it be its games looking even better when you're not on a 4K TV, when there's developers having the ability to choose whichever frame rate they want. So we with the whole with the 30 frame rate scandal thing that went on. So Project Scorpio, what are you guys expecting from Microsoft at E3, and what are you expecting for Project Scorpio?
Yeah, this is going to be a really bad topic for me. To be honest, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm keeping my expectations with E3 very, very low with Microsoft. I think that Nintendo is going to show better stuff than Microsoft this year. I for some reason in the back of my head, I want them to go out there and show bomb after bomb, but I got this huge feeling that they're going to depend on the Scorpio to take them to the end zone this year. And I hate to think that, but it's good that they did the Digital Foundry thing, because if they wouldn't have done that, I would have been the first one to say E3 gonna be trash. But the fact that they did that, they don't want to devote everything to the Scorpio. They do have stuff to show. And another thing that kind of gives me hope is how quiet they've been. When's the last time you guys have seen Microsoft not leak anything before E3? They've been announcing shit. It's not been leaked. So, that gives me a little bit of hope, because they might have something big. The only thing that we've really heard about that's been leaked is, regardless if it's exclusive or just marketing, was a third-party thing. And it's looking like Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed, is going to be marketed by Microsoft and maybe Splinter Cell. But that's all. Especially, Phil Spencer, when he did that interview with the Guardian people, he said that, when I talked to his own first-party devs, he was talking to the lead developer at Rare, he said, we're clearly seeing games they haven't shown to the general public. So obviously we tell them stuff that we ain't showed to the general public. And he said, he asked me about Scorpio, and I told him, don't ask me about the price, the release date, or the name, and that's all. So if he's not telling first-party devs these three things, they're really keeping Scorpio shit to the chest.
Yeah, they are. What about you, GamingEffect?
Well, I'm definitely buying the Scorpio, even if it's just to make 2K and Madden look good on one of my monitors, 4K monitors. Nah, but in all actuality, man, I want Microsoft to win. I want them to win big. And it seems to me that they're betting the house on the Scorpio.
Oh yeah, I think they are. They clearly have something up their sleeves with this Scorpio, because, I think it is $399, because I feel like if it was $499, regardless what Digital Foundry says, like, I think they're going to drop a $399. I do.
I don't think the Scorpio, I don't think the quote unquote, what everybody say, the premium. I don't think the premium, I think the premium Scorpio is only going to be $500. That's my opinion on that. I think it's going to be $500. If they have one lower than that, it'll be $399. And I don't know what'll be missing from the $399 version, but they got to show games. They have to show games.
Danny,
we know the console is going to be the most powerful console out there when it drops, but I need something, man.
Danny,
I need something.
There's someone in the comment section saying big from what? All right, before Sunset Overdrive was announced, ain't nobody knew that game was coming. Regardless how Scalebound got canceled, no one knew that game was coming. I mean, there's third party that obviously people don't like second party dev games, but that is a total possibility.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it, so I'm not going to. It's not if they don't have no games, I'm not going to buy. I'll buy it just to play third party games, and I'll just go play my JRPGs on PlayStation 4 like I've been doing. But at the same time, they have something. I know a lot of you guys are in the comment section, are PS4 guys. I don't know why you're here, but I think they have something under their sleeves, and they're going to drop it on E3. That's just my opinion.
They're here to record us saying stupid shit so they can take it back to the weapon wheel. I guarantee it.
I wouldn't care, man. I don't care, but I'm a grown man. I don't care about stuff like that. If you get off of controversy and gossip, then do what you do. I'm a grown man with kids, man. But anyway, I just think the presentation of the Scorpio has to be fitting for a king.
I'd agree with you, Danny, but that's just, I think, the best choice that they might have something with.
Yeah, because everybody else, Sony's picking up the phone saying, "Hey, let's do a marketing deal." Hey, and now Xbox just lost FIFA, so they better have something.
They lost FIFA, but EA also lost Peter Moore, I think that was Xbox connection to EA and FIFA.
Don't be surprised if we lose more shit from EA. Well, Microsoft loses more shit from EA.
The only thing Xbox won't lose from EA is EA access. That's the only thing they won't lose.
That's because there's nowhere else that could go besides PC.
And
that is the one bargaining chip that Microsoft does have over EA. Is they could pull that plug at any time, and I think EA will try to keep that relationship to the best of their possible ability, because that regardless how much money and how much revenue, how many fans it brings to the Xbox, EA depends on that service more than Microsoft.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think, Dizzy? What do you think we got going for us with this Scorpio?
Man, oh man! I tell you what, my number one fear is. And what was it? Was it 2013 that they botched that E3? Yeah. Metric botched it all up. My biggest fear is that they go out there and they drag on the Scorpio like Matrick drugged the fucking TV across the stage.
They're gonna be like, this is what Horizon
4K. this is native 4K. Well, this is running in 4K.
This is the worst.
Please, Phil. Please hear me. Please hear me, Phil. Don't do that. Make it short, sweet, and quick, and please
they come up there.
Please get straight to the games, because that's really why we want to see the Scorpio. We want to see what's running on it. We don't want you to continuously tell us 4K, 4K, 4K. I could see it going either way. It could be good. It could be good for the Scorpio, or it could just be another meh for Xbox. Because right now we don't. I mean myself, I don't know what to expect at the E3, because if I could borrow from my good friend Lord Cognito, the Big Mac, fries, and shake, some of those are going to be missing. That would be in this year's rotation.
No Gears, no Halo.
Yeah, no.
We get the
Halo.
shake, Forza. That's all.
Okay, we get Forza. Okay, we get the shake. All right, thank goodness. At least we get something, right?
Have a nice shake, but I'm still hungry.
I don't know what to expect. I like that they moved it to the next day or to the day prior, because it kind of pulls it away from the rest of everything and it lets it marinate a little bit longer, rather than when you just see something and you have to try to get it out quicker, it lets them marinate it overnight. But it can backfire. I don't know what to expect. I really don't.
That's the
At
problem.
least they have a good relationship with Bethesda. Yes, I see you love Drew in the comment section about that. They have a good relationship with Bethesda. Bethesda really likes Microsoft
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah,
They're
they
not the
kind
only
of
one, you know.
they kind of like Microsoft, and on the low key, I think they kind of hate Sony.
I want to ask you guys a question. You two, Smooth.
Yep.
What did Microsoft do to Japan, to Japanese business, that they hate that Japanese business hate them so much?
I don't
They hate
think it's what Microsoft did. I think it's the general concept that it's an American company.
I don't. The conservativeness of Japanese business, I can understand that, but there's something. It don't have nothing to do with America and Japan, because Japan depends on America to stay afloat. I think it's deeper than that.
It's a lot more simple, and it sounds retarded, but I've had several friends from the region say this. It's big, fat, and ugly.
You're gonna have to tell me
something so basic. It's big, fat, and ugly.
Talking about the Xbox.
We're talking about the Xbox. It's just the design. It sounds so stupid, but the controllers, when the first Xbox came out, were big, fat, and ugly. The Xbox was big, fat, and ugly, and it hasn't gotten prettier. I mean, I hate to say
it has. The Xbox 360 was really. It pretty much was inspired by the iPod. Like,
yeah,
Joe Blow.
But for them, it was still big, fat, and ugly. It didn't look sleek enough.
It was smaller than the PS3.
It was. You're right. But that's the quote that I've gotten. I'm not quoting for everybody. That's just from friends within that region.
Yeah, I was about to say the original PS3 was
cosmetic gamers.
The original PS3 was a VCR. I still have my original PS3 because I love it.
It was a VCR with a hump on it.
Yes, man, I think it was huge.
Yeah, with the ripped off Spider-Man logo.
It was a VCR with in a turtle shell. That's what it looked like.
Let me tell you something. Joe Blow in the comments said the reason being is because the Xbox hasn't sold enough to warrant releasing a game on it. Money is money, bruh. You know, money is money. I wouldn't care if the PS4 sold 1 billion and the Xbox only sold 100 million. Just, picking numbers out the air. That's still 100 million worth of people I can sell a game to. So do not never say it's because it didn't warrant it. Everybody will try to make a.
I'll tell you this. I believe the Xbox 360 was the best-selling Xbox in Japan. If I'm not mistaken.
But that's not saying a lot, because I remember correctly it didn't sell a lot either.
Yeah, it's not.
It had a couple games, entered the top 10 and whatnot.
Here's the sad part, I see us, we're so focused on what sells in Japan about this, but there's a big market right across the ocean from them that just opened up a few years ago that actually sold the Xbox probably 10 times over. And
was it China?
We're so focused on Japan, but we're not even talking about China, who has the biggest gaming service available worldwide with Tencent.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think we should be trying to touch that Chinese market. Everybody should.
They are, and that's why they announced that Project Scorpio is launched in China this year.
Yeah, because that market, that's the biggest gaming market worldwide.
Okay. Yeah, but as far as I'm so burnt out on speculation on Project Scorpio. It should not have been a question, but I was like, I had these images that I wanted to use. I was like, we got to talk about Project Scorpio. It's Planet Xbox. We have to talk about the newest Xbox coming. I'm expecting 4K, as I said. I'm expecting 60 frames per second on some games. I'm expecting ultra settings. I'm expecting it to be the best place to play some of these games. From Xbox at E3, it's been quiet. It's been quiet. And at the beginning of the show, I said I need to know their 2-year roadmap, and every game they show needs to be showing Scorpio version. But we need to see something new. We need to see games other than State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown, and Forza. I want to see some new titles from Xbox first-party studios, or at least second-party studios that are in the works that is ready for early 2018 or spring 2018, because I don't think the Xbox brand can afford to go through a cycle like this again. It's like they haven't learned their lesson. Like, they cannot afford to go through a cycle like what they just went through, where you go over the first half of the year with absolutely nothing to release, not sending out. There was a span where there was just controllers that were tweeted out, and people were making fun of them for having more controllers in games. But I don't think Xbox can afford to do that, and I feel like at E3 they need to address that. Now, good news is that Xbox will be present not only at E3, but they're returning to Gamescom, and they're going back to Tokyo Game Show after 6 years. So that's an eye opener. A lot of people were expecting to see JRPGs at E3. I don't. I expect to see those obviously at the Tokyo Game Show to see what Phil Spencer's trip to Japan actually did. So what do you guys think?
I'd agree with you. I don't think that the fact that last year they only went to E3, so that really showed that they didn't have a whole lot. But this year, the fact that they're going to Tokyo Game Show is really weird. It's like you ain't went there in forever, so obviously you have something to appeal to that market. So I do expect a JRPG. I don't, people are saying Lost Odyssey too. I think those games are dead. I'd love it if they brought them back, but I do think those games aren't coming around. I mean, I'm curious to see what they're going to show at Gamescom too.
Yeah, because the old model for E3 was focused on games that was this year, while Gamescom was focused on games of the future. Gamescom was the conferences we learned more about Scalebound and the Quantum Break and Crackdown, I believe. So, and then we learned Tomb Raider was exclusive for a year at Gamescom as well. So Microsoft could take advantage of a Gamescom in Cologne, Germany, and hopefully they come prepared. Like I said, we're gonna be at E3 live this year, most of us in here, and I really want to be wowed. I want to be amazed. I want to feel the same anticipation that I felt at home, but feel it even better, being there and being able to see and be okay, this is the future of Xbox. I'm really content with the Xbox brand has to bring over the next 12 to 18 months. You know what I mean? And hopefully they deliver on that. But we got two more things before we close out. I know it's getting late for you guys. I do want to. Did anybody take a look at the Far Cry, Far Cry 5?
Trash.
What did you think?
I did. I liked it. I liked it. I'm a Far Cry fanatic. I'm a big Far Cry fan. I like the satire in Far Cry 5. I see where they're going with it. I'm going to buy it. I'm gonna jump out the window. Here I go. I'm probably gonna buy the season pass.
Really?
I'm that dude that hates Ubisoft like an old ex-girlfriend, but if she's giving me the sex, I'm gonna take it. I can't help it. I'm trying. Maybe I should go to Ubisoft Anonymous or something. I don't know, but I like it. I see what they're trying to do with the game. I'm gonna purchase it. I think it'll do well, like all the other Far Cries, and we'll see. I could be wrong, but I'm interested. I'm interested in this. And I also like that they're not scared to tackle what's going on in America right now. And this is this is as close as they can come without being a habitual line stepper with this.
Jason, Far Cry is not going to be GOAT. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that right now.
He said, "Goat."
Oh my god.
There's
Far Cry. I'm sorry. I don't think there's any place they can put this game that makes it any more interesting. Sure, they bring it to America. They put it in a hick town with all these rednecks and guns. No, I think it's gonna be the same Far Cry. There's something about Far Cry I just don't like. I don't know if it's the mechanics or anything. They gotta find a way not to bore me in the first 10 minutes of the game. I've tried. I tried with Far Cry 4. I tried with Far Cry Primal. I tried, and every day I just come to the same result. I cannot finish a Far Cry game because I do not find them interesting.
I've beat Far Cry 3. I've beat Far Cry 4. I didn't play Far Cry Primal. I've literally booted up to the menu screen. It's on my Xbox. Never played it. But, it's just something about Far Cry Primal that really, icked me the wrong way. Far Cry 5...
You should be banned from.
I should be banned. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I don't.
Banned.
But, wait, if you think that's bad, I'm probably the only one here that hasn't played a Far Cry game.
Oh, you should be banned. You're taking.
No, I've not had any interest. They don't look terrible. They just don't. It's like Tomb Raider to me. Okay, I can see why Tomb Raider is a great game. And I think I've told this to Kid in a room before.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Tomb Raider, I could see it being a great game, and I could see why people like it. I don't care for it. It's not my cup of tea. I can't get into it. I can't get immersed into it. So, Far Cry is just
Jason
one of those.
says Primal's trash gaming effect.
Jason, you should be banned from being a mod for saying that. Far Cry Primal was amazing. Oh my god, you guys are killing me right now.
I got really bored with the game Far Cry Primal, so
I will probably try Far Cry 5, but it's gonna be on that. It's gonna be on that holiday sale, spring sale where I can pick this shit up for like $20.
I bet you $63 that Far Cry 5 will be a backlog game for you. It's not like something that you would finish the week you get it.
Who, me?
Or yeah.
Oh, that's a. I don't know. What have they announced a release date?
No. It's February.
It's always February.
Now
February
I'm not
18th.
betting you.
I should be
to
pretty
encourage you.
to
play.
I should be pretty good on Destiny by then. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't think your interest is gonna lie in you're gonna try it and whatnot.
Hey, I beat them all besides Primal. I wouldn't make that bet.
Okay.
Far Cry Primal is amazing to me, Jason. I love the whole
Far Cry Primal amazing.
I love the whole riding on a saber tooth, riding on a bear. I love getting these animals to follow you. I just was intrigued by that.
Intrigued? Do you know this game called Ark?
Ark is terrible.
Ark
is terrible. I'd rather eat shit with chopsticks than play Ark. Yes, I said it. Ark is horrible.
Dude,
yes.
There's nothing.
Ark is the black sheep of the family.
I hate.
Oh my!
I'd rather eat dog shit with chopsticks than play Ark. I can't stand that game. My brother plays that game religiously. He stopped playing everything. It's like when you go play Ark. It's like you're in a. It's like you're in a cult now. When you
it's a cult. I can't. I probably should go see a therapist or something.
Mm-hmm.
See, listen.
I'm going to be the first to admit, but oh my god, there's so much shit to do, man.
These dudes be talking about that. I'm making a dinosaur and I had him as a baby.
Let me tell you how. Let me
point out to Damien real quick. Yes, right now, with the console versions, it does run like shit. However, if you played when it first came out compared to what it is now,
they both run like
amazing. Shit. It is amazing to see how far the devs have come. I'll be the first to say that it's not great.
All he's talking pretty much is what it's playing like now is fresher shit than what it played like when it came out.
Man, I got banned out of my flesh and blood's party and from his house because I ragged on Ark for about 45 minutes.
That sounds like Dizzy.
I can't go to his house. I'm his brother. I can't go back to his house, man. He banned me from his house. Like Ark, the people that play Ark, they belong to a cult. I'm telling you. I'm
Man,
telling you,
when I
man.
first played Ark and we were taming shit, Dizzy was like, "Okay, man, we're gonna see here." I was like, "Well, how long does it take to tame this?" "About 2 hours." "What?"
Man, Ark
I'm
is
out.
crazy. Ark is crazy, and people.
Man, this happens every single time somebody starts talking about Ark, and I can't just drop it, but I got to drop it.
Yes.
I
Let's
gotta
move
drop it.
on from Ark.
The culling. Can we talk about the culling? It comes out
Yeah,
June
sure.
2nd.
Before because I do want to give the chat, their time to.
Okay, go ahead.
But go ahead. No, give your little because
I recommend you guys buy the culling June 2nd. If you want a game that can rival and might be better than Player Battlegrounds for those who play on PC, the culling, which comes out on Xbox June 2nd, is that game. That's my sleeper Xbox hit for summer 2017. Mark my words. That game, the culling, is fun. It's like the Hunger Games almost. They drop you guys in the
Can
middle
I
of
throw
on an
rocks at
island.
people?
Yeah, you can throw rocks. You can beat them with sticks. You can do everything, man. You're gonna. I'm telling you guys will have fun playing the culling.
Are you gonna do
Pick it up.
questions?
June 2nd.
I thought it was June 1st.
June 2nd.
June 2nd. Okay.
Sounds like something I could put down Ark for a little bit to go try out.
Nah, I think Gaming Effect have an acquired taste, but I ain't gonna lie, I did retweet out the culling because I thought it looked cool. It's on PC right now, right?
Yeah, it's been on PC since March, and it's going to be on Xbox June 2nd.
Okay.
June 2nd.
All right. So we've had anywhere from 69 to about 75 people in here. I do want to give the chat some of you guys.
There's
your
a couple
shine.
of times we went above 80.
Oh wow! I want to say thank you guys for tuning in for episode 1 of Planet Xbox. But this is your planet. Please give us the questions. We can talk about. We got a bit more time for some questions. Talk about whether you guys want to talk about Xbox, obviously NBA Live. I seen it in the chat and some other things. And I know there was a lot of stuff going on in regards to Cliffy B's game. So please ask your questions. We'll be reading them. Our eyes are on the chat, and we'll be reading them as they go on.
I did notice someone asked do you think Fable 4 is going to be at E3?
I don't think Fable 4 is going to be at E3. I think Fable Reboot will be, though. Like a reboot.
I think a new Fallout game is going to be at E3 too.
Nope.
No, not happening.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe like Fallout New York.
Someone said, y'all think Gigantic will be a big MOBA game like the on Xbox Live like Smite was? Nope.
Gigantic has heavy potential if you've been playing it. I've had experience with the game for a couple years. It's better than a lot of those games. It was unfortunate that the game had to get like suspended, but it's good to see. Gigantic is the perfect example of like hope when a game gets canceled or they cease production or some shit like that.
Love is crazy.
So, but Gigantic has potential to do with it, to be the Smite and whatnot, and to own Twitch streams and Mixer streams and whatnot. It will get a cult following, just like Ark has its cult following where people do like weird shit. I don't know what crazy shit.
Gigantic's a better game though.
But Gigantic is a great game.
You know what, Top Dog? You might see a Splinter Cell confirmed for Xbox marketing.
I do.
I'm willing to take that bet for anybody who want to take that bet, even if I lose. I really think Splinter Cell might be a marketing deal for Xbox at E3.
Someone said, "Who is looking forward to Lawbreakers?" Okay, well, no one here is looking forward to Lawbreakers. I don't even have to ask. But I do want everyone in the comment section to tell me if you gave two shits about this game when it was before it was announced.
I have to disagree with you. I was following it.
Shut up.
I was following it.
He's lying
because it looked like it looked like his old style games whenever he was working on the old, Unreal games, the championship games.
Nobody
But
fucking with sleep
the biggest problem was it's actually a lot more basic than a lot of the more recent reasonings. When the game was first announced and it was asked, "Will this be coming to the console?" His exact tweet, and you could go back and look at this. He said, "Tweet your people to let them know that you want it." And if you weren't tweeting it, you don't have a reason to be upset about it.
It looks like
I'm not really upset about it. I can play it on PC. I don't give two shits.
It looks like a generic.
Jason asked a good question.
It does.
Jason asked a good question. He said, "Will Microsoft change the UI for Scorpio, or will it be the same one for Xbox One?"
I think there'll be minor changes, but I think for most all, it will look just like the Xbox One.
Yeah, I see the same thing. There's going to be some slight differences here and there to be like, oh, this is different.
They're going to make it look premium, but they're not going to have completely different.
Yeah, it'll be in 4K.
Overwatch is an amazing game. Loaf Drew, but that was funny. He said Overwatch is for douchebags that eat Doritos twice a day.
Here's the.
Hey, we know somebody like that.
I did want to comment on the whole.
I guess I'm a douchebag that eats Doritos twice a day.
Lawbreakers though. I feel like Lawbreakers. I feel like it's even though it seems like a big deal that PlayStation got the exclusives on it and Xbox don't have access to it, at least for like the first year or so. But you got to think about all these games that are coming that are in the same type of genre, or at least in the same playing field. A lot of people are like, oh no, Overwatch is nothing like it, or Battleborn. But then I look at games like Paladins and what's the other one they got? Raiders of the Broken Planet. That's going to be big, and they're all like primary multiplayer shooting base, arena shooting base. That Xbox has all those but Lawbreakers. So, and I feel like at some point, there's always room for more games, but I don't think anybody's actually going to miss it. Because if that was the case, when it was on PC, it should have been requested there. And I know people were asking for it for consoles and whatnot, but when it was a PC-only game, nobody, especially the people that's talking about it now, nobody was really talking about it other than those who was actually looking forward to the game that was going to be playing it on their PCs. So,
I mean, for Cliffy, it's a passion project.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's all.
It really is.
Somebody,
has it not to cut all that off, but was it officially confirmed it will not be coming to Xbox, or was it just announced for PlayStation and just not announced for Xbox?
I think it was just announced for PlayStation. I don't think they
that
came out and said.
That's how I took it. That's how I took it, because it could be a similar situation where if you listen to the developers of Battlegrounds, they have a working Xbox prototype. They don't have a working PlayStation prototype, but they have a working Xbox prototype. It doesn't mean that it won't go to PlayStation. It's just this is right now where they're at. So it looks like for us, Battlegrounds wants to come to the Xbox first, which is, for Xbox gamers, that's great.
Yeah, but Playground, if you got the culling, you don't need player Battlegrounds.
They did say that they have a working port for Xbox. It's coming. But there are
I know that's coming.
There are some other questions. Do you think Batman's going to be a market deal or a timed exclusive?
Oh, marketing deal.
I think that it's going to be a marketing deal, but I would really think that might be, if that game came out this year, it would be nice if that was a timed exclusive to combat Superman. It's not Spider-Man whenever it comes out, but I think it's going to be a marketing deal.
Yeah, it's going to be a marketing deal.
Marketing. They don't like opening up their checkbooks anymore.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I seen how Spider-Man looked, I was happy I bought a PS4. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Man, that Spider-Man, it takes the cake. If it plays how it looks, it's really going to take the cake, man. But I'm gonna digress on that. The culling is coming. It's coming.
You said, the Spider-Man made you
No, I was getting it anyway. I was getting a PS4 because of MLB The Show. I'm a diehard baseball fan, so I was getting it anyway. But when I seen how Spider-Man looked, Jesus Christ, man, that game looks amazing. It looked amazing.
I got to interrupt you, King. I personally do not think Insomniac is the top 5 developers. Like, I'm sorry. Like, not even a little bit.
He said that?
King, you should be banned. Jason, get him out of here. Insomniac is definitely not one of the top 5
Jason, do not ban
developers.
that man for saying.
No, I'm not saying ban him. I'm joking with him, but man, Insomniac is not even top 10. Man, get out of here. They're more like top 25, if that.
I think the people who make Escapists make better games than Insomniac. No, I'm fucking with you.
Andy Namco make better games than Insomniac.
Hey, I wouldn't go that far.
I said it.
But hey, you know what's facts? They buff Platinum.
Ooh. Platinum took Microsoft's money and ran.
True that.
It took their money and said,
True that.
I tweet Kamaya like once a week, asking him where's that Scalebound money.
Be calling them every day. Where's that Scalebound money?
Hey man, hey.
I don't understand how these guys.
Them drinks don't buy themselves.
Yo,
I don't understand.
Gaming Night got a question. Just
go ask it. Shout out to Gaming Night. What's up, man?
He said, should MS bring back Xbox exclusives?
I think that would be. He's talking about only on Xbox. I think it would be better for the Xbox brand, like the console brand, but for the Xbox brand, like let people, Xbox fanboys, you got to get used to it. Shit's coming to Windows 10 too.
Yeah, you guys got to get used to it. The ecosystem.
I mean, it might as well be only on Xbox because it sells like shit on Windows 10. But it's always that. Have that option is always nice.
Yeah, but you guys have to understand, Microsoft is in a different business than Sony. Sony has to focus on one thing, and that's video games and a console. They ain't in the TV business no more. Microsoft still has to compete with guys like Apple. So they have to form an ecosystem like Apple. And that's one of the reasons Microsoft, started letting exclusives go to PC too. They're trying to form an ecosystem, and I think it'll be better for their brand at the end of the day.
Hey, King Laws, I might have been dogging. Like, I wasn't dogging on Insomniac. I was just saying, to me, they're an amazing developer, but there's way more developers that are way better than them.
Back to what you were just saying. One of the things that really confuses me. Why do people hate options? Like, why is the Play Anywhere such a big issue? I like options.
The reason Play Anywhere exists is because, it's especially with marketing deals. It's easier to go to a developer / publisher and be like, look, we got this giant install base on Windows 10, and we got this install base on consoles. So it's easier to try to pitch. It's fluffing their numbers. That's all it is. It's fluffing their numbers. And it works. People want to go to where they can get the biggest install base reach that they possibly can.
Yo, Top Dog funny, man. He said Sony's so broke they got the whole gaming industry hostage with all the marketing deals. They do got a lot of marketing deals, man. Jesus. That's why I was frustrated. That's why I was frustrated last week. And then my hairline went back like 3 inches. Like, it's even with LeBron's now because of that FIFA marketing deal. Man, I was pissed. I'm like, man.
Really? You play FIFA?
Yes. Yes, I play FIFA. I play every sports game, man. I play everything, man. I'm a sports fanatic, dog. Like, but I love FIFA. FIFA is a good football game, man.
Loaf said, the dude who I ain't gonna even try to butcher his name. The dude who did the Scalebound thing, he bought a boat filled with hookers with the Scalebound money. Fact.
He probably did. He said Sony has Halo 6 marketing deal. Man, Smooth would lose his mind. He would probably jump off a building if that happened.
Yes, Top Dog. I know what a Fatebringer is.
Oh yeah, that would never happen. So that's why, I but never.
What if 343 Studios announced that they're parting ways with Microsoft? Man.
Microsoft didn't buy 343 Studios; they formed it. So
Yeah, that's a little bit different. They would have to sell it off. They can't just part away.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes somebody. Why am I mad at marketing deals? You're not on MS payroll. No, but I do have stock in Microsoft, though.
It's not even just about stock. Us as Xbox gamers, you want to see the company that you game on flourish because that means better shit for you.
And also, I don't think marketing deals are good for any brand. I don't think it's good for Xbox. I don't think it's good for the PlayStation as well. I think people should just release the games on all consoles. That's my opinion.
See, the thing about marketing, I feel like marketing deals are a ripoff to both the consumer and the person that's buying the marketing deal. For example, I was like, okay, if you gotta think about it, if you're making it, only benefits the person that's making the game, the publisher of the game, really, because at the end of the day, marketing deal or not, if your game is on Xbox and PlayStation, it's going to sell what it's going to sell regardless. It's going to sell on PlayStation. It's going to sell on Xbox. Why am I Sony or Xbox going to pay you extra millions of dollars so I can pay for commercials for your fucking game that's going to sell regardless if I didn't promote it or not?
Gamer Night. That's not true. Gamer Night 20. Games don't always sell better on PS4. We had this discussion, and there's proof somewhere around here. I think Gaming Addict might have the proof. A lot of games sold better. A lot of games that had marketing deals sold better on the Xbox.
The marketing deals, it just tricks the biggest consumer of games, casual gamers, into thinking that they link that brand to that game, and generally it will sell better on that system.
Yeah, because so I think Star Wars Battlefront sold better on the Xbox. I think The Division sold better on the Xbox as well than it did on the
Xbox
PS4.
had the marketing deal for that. No, the surprise is Destiny sold better on Xbox.
Yeah, Destiny sold better as well.
We are not saying like facts. Like, obviously we don't have digital sales. So don't be going to Twitter say they lying. We think, because I ain't looked at sales in a long time.
Well, the last time I looked at it,
I don't know what the lifetime sales are of Destiny.
They sold better. Destiny,
but I remember on initial release, Destiny did sell better on Xbox. So,
all right, so do a couple more, kid, and then I gotta go.
All right, cool. So let me see. I'm sorry, guys. I was supposed to hand out a $50 Xbox gift card today, but apparently when you order this shit online, it doesn't generate fast at all. It's like an hour delay. So I was trying to kill fucking time. My bad. So if it doesn't come out before we end the stream, I will have it next Tuesday. It'll be within the first hour. I'll put it in the chat. Let's see. Look at some questions. What it do? What's up, Lord Cognito? King Lost. No, I'm not scamming that. Like I've been refreshing my Google freaking.
Go to your
Gmail
redeem
box.
page,
dude. I had to cancel it from Best Buy because it was taking too long, and I'm on.
Dude, why don't you get
Xbox
it from
website.
Amazon? You're an idiot. You never mind.
Why didn't you get it? You could have just got it on Amazon.
I could have.
Just grab someone there and give it to them when they get there.
But I freaking already.
No, I meant I'm sure most of these people got a Twitter, kid.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't want to do it like, hey, you win. I wanted to be a free for all. I want to drop it in the chat. First one who put it in.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it sucks, but
Yeah.
Next podcast, we'll do that at E3. That's the E3 thing.
No, next podcast actually won't take place at E3. That's June.
Oh.
That would be we'll do our E3 predictions. Even though it's been a whole bunch of those.
And it's gonna be random too. Like he ain't gonna even say. It's just gonna drop in that box.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that bitch in there. I wanted to do that this week, but
it's a weekly podcast, Gamer Night.
Yeah. We were talking about how we were gonna do this podcast, and depending on the turnout, we were gonna say either weekly or bi-weekly. But we had a fairly large turnout for episode 1, which I'm happy for. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed episode 1, and and hopefully we get even more of you guys for episode 2. It's been a great discussion. Hopefully I highly doubt there's going to be any more gaming news that drop because they're going to try to control these leaks. So next week will be good for some predictions, and one of you guys will win $50 in Xbox dollars. I wouldn't do a PlayStation's code or a Nintendo code, but this is Planet Xbox, not Planet Fuckboys. So,
oh my god!
Had to throw that in there. But if you guys, I'll let you guys.
Not everyone believes what kid says. Okay, we don't support all the kids' allegations.
Not all of them. Oh, and I want to clear something up before we bounce out of here. Destiny is now selling more on the PS4 than it is on the Xbox. But at one time, Xbox was selling more games than the PS4. So I definitely want to clear that up.
Okay, that's what's up. Like I said, I clarified. I didn't know what it was lifetime now, but I knew it on its initial release. That was like the big news. Yeah, we can say our goodbyes.
Make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel too, because everybody in this podcast has great content.
Kid need to put that shit in the description. By the way.
Yeah, I think most of you guys are in my DM recommended channels, but I will put that in the description for those who haven't watched live. But look up. Is your name still Gaming Addict or Lord Addict in the
It's
YouTube?
Gaming Addict.
Subscribe to Gaming Addict. He has some great content with his Addict shows and his Addict spotlights, and also subscribe to the Iron Lures podcast. Shouts out to
you ain't gonna let us do our own outros? Donation. You gonna do our outros for us?
Oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead, do your outros. Do your outros. I gotta go find my phone. Hold on. Right. Do your outros.
What's going on, you guys? You Gaming Addict. Definitely go and subscribe to Iron Lords podcast. It's I also do that podcast. It's every Sunday at 1. Definitely subscribe to the Gaming Addict. I'm doing an Addict spotlight on State of Decay this Saturday with the Gaming Effect and the host of my podcast, Lord Cognito. He's definitely in the comment section, so definitely do that.
So are you Dizzy?
Dizzy, iDizzy81. Make sure you look in that chat. I know that Kid Smooth didn't have something, but I got something for y'all. I had his back on this one. Anyways, you can find me on Twitter at iDizzy81. I do YouTube videos. I do it on that boring, broken game called Ark that Gaming Addict.
Hey, I might shit on it, dude, but it's a very loved game. I just like fucking with you. That's the only reason I do.
Of course he does, right? And then you could also follow me if you want to, add me on Xbox as well, iDizzy81 as well. So
I got to be hiding in these Xbox streets from these trolls.
Wow, they on you.
Nah, it's room to kill on Xbox. And on PlayStation, when I play on my Vita, it's room to kill.
Yep.
All right, and you guys all went?
The Gaming Effect ain't went.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter. Always got something witty to say. I drop a lot of videos daily.
King did make,
and I try to have fun.
King did do a good expectation. We should do trivia for the codes.
That'll work.
Some good old Xbox trivia.
Yeah, you let me.
See, here I am trying to give viewers free shit. You guys want me to make them work for it.
King just fucked all you guys up. We doing trivia from now on, and I'm doing the trivia saying none of you getting that shit.
King said it.
Anyways, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, it's been a great episode. We did we went over 2 hours. Planet Xbox every Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern. Be there for that all-out Xbox content. We'll be back next week with your E3 predictions, and catch me and Gaming Addict and Gaming Effect. You're gonna be at 3. If we run into you, we're gonna have some live mini episodes too. So
yeah, I'll definitely be there. So
all right. So all I gotta say is. The best part of the show. Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night, or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. Beautiful.
But I do want to say before you end it, someone did super what's that thing called where you make a chat highlight?
Oh, the donation?
Yeah, you might want to. If people giving you $5, you might want to at least look at the comment.
No, because I think that's when I ran away. Oh, did Dizzy drop an Xbox code in the chat?
Yeah, you must wasn't paying attention.
No, I went to go look for my phone. That's what happened. All right. Danielle Mina donated $5, and I just probably slaughtered your last name. I want to see you play Last of Us, but I'd rather see you play the whole game. Will there be a whole game tier for Patreon supporters? No, I don't have a Patreon for playing Xbox. If you're looking for Weapon Wheels Patreon, it's in the description below. But please don't make me play The Last of Us. I'm sick of Naughty Dog games.
Hey,
I'm sick of PlayStation games.
Donate that money, make him play it, because I'd like to watch that.
All right. But thanks for the donation anyway. And we'll see you guys next week. And I'd like to leave you with this. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Someone said we're going to try to get that code.